Okay, yeah, they should face it toward us until we get here. We just say we should face these towards until we get here, then we turn it around. Because we walk that way. Take your lead. Yeah.
Testing 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to read into the record the Sunshine Law Statement. Having been properly advertised in accordance with the Sunshine Laws of the State of New Jersey on this October 19th, the meeting of the Jersey City Rent Leveling Board is now called to order at about 6:20. I need a roll call, please.
Albert Cupo,
Present.
Alexander Hamilton,
Present.
Mark Isikoff,
Present.
Sullivan C. Johnson,
Present.
Danon Hill.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, we have an established quorum. Now that we have a quorum, I'd like to greet everybody and go over some rules and regulations. So, thank you for attending our meeting tonight. Everyone will have an opportunity to speak. Please speak only when recognized me as the chair. Address the board, not your adversary. Keep your presentation to the issues in question. The board will listen to all sides of your complaint or application and come to a decision. All parties will receive a written decision within 3 weeks. You will then have 45 days to appeal the decision to the Superior Court. So please, if you like our decision tonight, great. If not, please understand and it will be in writing. Also, ladies and gentlemen, please, we got a sold-out crowd here. We got standing room only box seats, so please, this is being recorded, so please keep your comments. If you're going to go out, if you want to say something outside, please keep it quiet in here, and I thank you. Okay, so I'd like to call up 100 Warren Street. So anybody representing 100 Warren, I guess, and Tom, 150, they're merged, right? They're together. Okay, so 155 Washington and 100 Warren Street. So please, yeah, that's fine.
Wherever you're comfortable is fine. I know it's cramped.
Kevin, they're not merged. The pieces are not merged.
I got it. I heard that. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. They combine for
Okay. So I guess we would begin with 100 Warren. That's the first one on the agenda. So who's representing 100 Warren?
Good evening. Derek Reed, Ehrlich, Petriello, Gooden, Plaza, and Reed.
Right.
Mr. Commissioner, I'm a little confused as
Chair.
to... sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused as to the procedure here tonight. The record was closed in this case
Right.
on May 31st, 2023.
Right.
And therefore, it's my understanding that we're here tonight simply to hear the deliberations of the board and get our decision.
Yes.
That is my understanding. Neil Murata on behalf of both.
Okay. Yeah, which is all true. Yeah, that's fine. All right. I have before me, Tom, you want to read this into the record, the letter from Marietta and Garvey? There's a letter that was sent today regarding kindly accept the tenant's reply to equity response. Is that you guys?
That's correct.
Okay. So because the public portion of the meeting is closed and you guys have plenty of time to respond to this letter, I'm going to actually make a motion to the commissioners to deny this letter. So at this point, commissioners, if you would like, I need a motion.
I second the motion.
Okay. And Tom, if you could take a roll call, please.
Eric will, but yes, Chair.
Okay. Eric?
Roll call.
Yeah. Just to make it official. Yeah.
Albert Cupo,
No.
Alexander Hamilton,
No.
Mark Isikoff,
No.
Sullivan C. Johnson. No. Danon Hill. No.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. So at this time, I would like to have comments from the commissioners regarding this case, and then we will come up with a conclusion shortly. So I'm going to hand it over to Sullivan first.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I'm sorry to interrupt. There was a previous letter dated October 12th. I would also submit that should be disregarded by the board as well.
I would want to be heard on that if you want to entertain that comment by
We're
Mr.
going
Reed.
to deny that as well.
Okay, if I can be heard on that?
Can you be heard on it?
Yes.
What do you mean? What
If you're going to make a motion to deny it,
Yeah.
I would like to be heard on the motion.
As long as it's not too long, it's fine. Yeah, we can do
I
that.
don't think it would be.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So the basis of that October 12th letter was on after acquired information from a very similar matter down in Woodbridge. The relevancy of that letter is, actually, it's also a legal issue, has been laid out by Mr. Reed in his papers, which had not been presented to this board at our prior hearing. The one fact is, it has to be considered by you because it is the law. So I don't see how disregarding the letter would be the factor in that matter. Even though Mr. Reed said it doesn't apply, that would be up to you to decide based upon the information before you. So it is the law, and I would believe that Mr. Slattery would be able to advise you on what the law of the case is. So I don't see how it could be denied in that respect. It is also after acquired. It is very relevant to the decision tonight, and that's the basis why we believe it should be considered. Actually, they would go along with the 19th letter that was sent today, but I do understand that was sent today, and I apologize for that, but we were not able to get it out sooner.
Tom? Tom, need your comments?
I want to allow council to put on the record any of their objections and any kind of, arguments that they have about the motion. So especially I think we're all pretty clear that we're not done litigating this after tonight. So I think that's a good thing. But here, I understand what council's saying about what the law is the law, right? It doesn't matter if that was submitted in writing or not. The board should consider that. I think the issue is that if the public portion is closed and submissions are provided after that, whether or not we open anything back up for further argument is, I think,
Right.
that's really at issue here. And I think
Exactly.
let's make clear that we don't want to do that.
No. All right. So, thank you, Counsel.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. So at this time, I'd like to have a motion to deny the October 12th.
And then I guess also the response by Equity, I don't recall the date of that letter.
It's,
That was-
October 7th. The first letter, which is from counsel for the appellants for the tenants, is October 12th. There was a response on October 17th by Mr. Reed, and then just today there was a reply, if you will, on the 19th. So I think we can probably combine those into one.
We can merge it.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. All right. So I need a motion to deny.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Eric, roll call?
Albert Pupo,
No.
Alexander Hamilton,
No.
Mark Isikoff,
No.
Sullivan C. Johnson,
No.
Dean Hill.
No.
I'd like to also acknowledge that Commissioner Pettit is here tonight.
Was she here for that motion?
She was here. She could vote for the, yeah.
Helga?
We're
Helga
voting to
Piccinino?
deny, okay? The letter that the council had suggested, okay. So that carries, thank you. All right,
I said no.
so it's unanimous. Okay, so again, if there's nothing else, Sullivan, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Chairman. When I was taking a look at all the particulars attached to this particular case, I guess just in terms of what I consider to be the net is a matter of notice. And my concern, there were two areas of notice. One may be a little bit more critical than the other, but the decision that I feel is best is to render in favor of the tenants. And the reasons for that is as follows. I find that the notice requirement for 100 Warren was insufficient because it was not provided at least 30 days before the certificate of occupancy was issued in 1992. I also felt that the letter issued for 155 Washington, well, I just feel that, because the letter was issued for 155 Washington at all, and that the letter for 100 Warren only makes reference to the 230 units that are in that building, that the landlord failed to avail itself of the exemption for 155 Washington. When I also mentioned something regarding notice, and to a lesser extent, it was the concern regarding the building owner providing adequate notice to the tenants. And I felt that the building has an exemption to local rent control, but there's a statute that provides that exemption also requires, prior to entering into any lease with a tenant, the owner of the property must provide a written statement to the tenant that the building is exempt from rent control for such time as may remain in the exemption period. And in my review, I just didn't feel that requirement had been met. So as my particular opinion on it is that we should favor the position that was taken by the tenants in this case.
That's it, Sullivan?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that the building did not qualify
Okay. Let's start
for the exemption.
on this side, Mark.
Find similar. I find similar, and I'll make it short. I find with the tenants, for similar notice as is given, that these were not, basically the rules weren't followed. And, we've laid out the rules, and that's it.
Yeah, I concur with my fellow commissioners. I just think that I'm a little disappointed, too, in the process here, because I know that everyone was here months ago, and we said the lawyers should meet and discuss this, and here we are again. And I think as a board, we all feel like no matter what happens, this is going to be appealed to a higher party. But I don't think that's actually warranted, because it looks like too many rules were not followed and skipped over and not made official. And so I concur with my fellow commissioners about their decision, because I feel exactly the same way.
Thank you.
This is happening all over the country. It's happening too much in Jersey City, from downtown to Greenville. Tenants are not being treated fairly. Owners are not doing what they're supposed to do to allow the tenant to get their due. I do understand the owner's position and how they acquired the property, but I also feel that as an owner, there's a chance that there's an opportunity that you must take to do your due diligence to make sure that the tenant is protected. And with that said, I'm in favor of the tenants.
Thank you. Lena, your comments, please?
Yeah, I believe that when you have multiple dwelling, it's supposed to be rent control, and I believe that the landlord didn't tell, didn't notify the tenant whether they had the certificate or not, and I'll go with the tenant.
Okay, thank you. I'm briefly going to touch on it as well. I mean, this was an 80s project. The original intent was to condo the two buildings, which was the worst time in the world in the 80s to try to convert. In 1987, there was a crash. Everybody felt that. And unfortunately, the building at that point fell into foreclosure. Foreclosure was bought out. At that point, they were looking to rent it. They did, which was fine. But we feel that at this juncture, it should be in rent control as well, and I happen to agree. One other thing I'd like to say is I'm sure you're going to file for a declaratory judgment to determine what our findings are here today. So that's basically all I have to add. And I'd like to have somebody make a motion this time to declare that the buildings are, in fact, in rent control. And then, Tom, if I may, if we come up with the fact that it is a rent control building, how far back, I think we have to put on the record that they could actually go back to the rent control as far as ordinance for the city of Jersey City.
Yes, Chair, an illegal rent petition under our ordinance has to be filed within 2 years, so the board could send this to OLT to go back 2 years from the date of the first petition. I think the board could consider other options. It was something to do with maybe a contractual statute of limitations.
You mean to recalculate?
Yeah, to
okay.
recalculate
Okay.
what the rents should be
All right.
if they were rent controlled at some point. I can put in the resolution, if we go that direction, I can put some of the law into that to make sure it's clear to the parties what
Okay.
the actual would be, but I would suggest you include some instruction in the motion.
Yeah,
in-
all right.
in the resolution.
So, Commissioner Sullivan Johnson, would you like to interpret? I mean, I could, but I'd rather have you interpret the motion so we could move forward.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Chairman. I believe OLT's general policy is they can look back 6 years because I think that the statute of limitations on the contract. So if we put that into the determination, we could instruct them to do so.
Fine, okay.
Instruct who?
It would be the hearing officer for rent level. That we can go back, correct? Up to 6 years, Tom?
And just as a matter of process, we may get to the point where there's an appeal and that kind of puts.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
puts
this is going to be automatic.
That would be the
Yeah,
instruction.
that's fine. So Sullivan,
All right.
ball's in your court.
In consideration of the illegal rent petition appeal that has been presented to this board, I am making a motion that we do side with the tenant's action, that the exemption from rent control was not fulfilled by requirements that were presented to the property owner. So I do make a motion that we do side with the tenants in terms of the decision, the position that they've presented. And as far as the period of time in which we have to go back and take a look at what any particular damages might be, that period of 6 years is what we are going to take into consideration, and that would be presented back to
Which would be a recalculation.
be a recalculation. Yes.
Second, okay. Roll call, please. Well, before we take a vote, council, is there anything else that we need to add to the motion before, to make it authentic and it's done the right way?
I don't believe so.
We're okay?
I think we're okay.
All right, then, Eric, roll call, please. Okay.
Albert Cupo,
Aye.
Alexander Hamilton,
Yes.
Mark Isikoff,
Aye.
Sullivan C. Johnson,
Aye.
Danon Hill,
Aye.
Elda P. Pinchinot.
Aye.
Motion
The
passes.
ayes have it. Okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think, council, do you want to?
I appreciate your time and attention to this, and have a good night.
Took a long time coming. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for taking your time to come tonight.
Thank you.
Everybody, have a safe trip home. God bless and good night. The meeting, I need a motion. One more. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. This meeting is adjourned. Glad I got that. That was painless, right?
And the
Oh, you wanted me to say more stuff? I know, when you said enough.
And you got to try to think of one.
That's true. That's true.
Sullivan?
Thank you. Oh, I don't know about that. Actually, we don't talk to Tom. One day we got flags.
Yeah. Now we're official. All right.
You still, yeah, it's all right. They don't fight. It's the other way around. Celebration.
That's caught in traffic. Oh, I was rushing. And that's the day I get caught in traffic. I'm okay. Yes.
Anyway, Sullivan, have a good evening. If you need me, give me a shout.
Oh, you gotta talk to all the
I'll look it up. You may be right. You may be right. I'll let you know next time I see you what the situation is.
Be safe.
I'm going to try. No, you don't have to thank us.
No, I'm very big fan. Oh, I'm so glad you're
So to me, it was like facts versus facts.
Oh, hi.
And all of that. I mean, it changes and affects a lot of lives. I don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing that gets me started. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, it's a great unit, but figure out what happened. Obviously, going back 6 years is a really long time. But they're cool people. Congratulations. Thank you. We will all be able to say something. It was best that Sullivan just said what he said. He got a nice
I don't. I was thinking to myself, at what point
I think the court may take
like, John and
I've been saying all kinds of crazy things happen, but just at the end of the day,
okay.
and that's all I have to look at. It's like, this is what it's supposed to be. This is the way they're going to get a nice business. Now this is what it is. It's not supposed to be like this. Hit the undo button on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's seriously justice. We have to figure out that's going to be.
John and Sonia
Just a little bit. So that's my point is that's what they have to figure out. What was 4% 6 years ago versus what you guys are at now? I mean, remember this.
Oh, Taha.
You do all that. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Well, I moved in last year. Like I said, I expressed my disappointment. We really wanted to see something because that would have been the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm in here. He told me all about it. I'm like, I think they were like, you guys are. I I think so, but don't quote me. I don't know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. So it might be. I don't know.
It is. You know, that's a great point.
I think it might be 6 years. I don't know for a fact. It could be 6 years from today, or it could be 6 years from I think it's
Oh, he had a speaking engagement. It's for the children, it's for the youth.
My goal is to get it out as soon as possible. So she was here.
Great photo.
Yep. Good luck in the next round. There's a chance I'm the guy mitigating. Fun is relative. Let's not be. Yeah.
I'd rather be on the same side. I think that's
Me, I don't care.
We're going to be good team. We're on the same side, we're much better.
Also, next month we need to do clerk's offices. We need just to do a quick motion to adopt all the stuff. I'll draft
that would be right. No, I don't know.
At the restaurant?
So that's the refund part. I'm gonna run for mayor of the city. Great. Celebrate. I think the courtyard in Fartside Tower is going to be popping tonight. Yeah? Is that a good spot we should be at? Probably that. It's insane. It's a very unique.
Because until it's went over not this one, it's on the survey. And then for you guys, once everything else goes. No, I wasn't super optimistic when they wouldn't even start the letters. Where are we partying? Are we partying at Portside? Far enough away that it's going to happen here, so we'll just go back.
Late last night. So that people can live a life out there. What would you do? Take the life out there? Take the life out of Marin?
I would take it to Jersey Ave out there. I used to live right in front of that building, or in front of the train station. I'm gonna pull up Brian and see if he can know right now. But either I'm going. I just need to get off here. Yeah. Because if you get off right there, but it's right. But it is right there. We're gonna take it over. Are you going to? I mean, I would. We're going to. Well, then I yeah.
go back to an exception like no, kid friendly. Oh, of course it
Makes almost a year into paying somebody else's. You pay rent, and a comfort of a home. There is no price for comfort of a home. Let's read it. Anybody got it next year? And don't say what I could, because you don't know what you could. You know what's it's not the taxes, because you don't have to pay. But what he's saying is never.
Right?
This guy right here.
Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug? Yeah, you deserve a hug. Well, thank you. They are. But you need to.
Well, I think they carried the weight.
It was a collaboration.
This guy pulled all-nighters, went right with us. All the way all-nighters until the sun came up.
Yeah. I know. What were you guys doing?
So now I gotta work on all the other cases, all the differences. First, we have well, also we have to decide what we're doing.
Because I just want
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the building's closed. Y'all can live it out. All right. I'm excited for you guys. And you got the head clean means over.
Take care.
You know, let us know. It's not just
We're starting to move.
You guys get
Oh, man.
So I think we'll have the Supreme Court.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a good one. I don't, we might refer up towards the best one. It was big. So, you want everybody out, right?
Yeah, we got it out. You would, well, look at this. It had this